Now we are on.
Is my AC/DC
Centered? Let me see. Turn this way. Yeah. The bolts right in the middle of your head.
I found this YouTube
Like
channel called AC/DC Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
I highly recommend it because they show like really cool footage of early shows like the Back in Black tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, man, when they were 1980, 81. Well, it says, it's not necessarily Portugal. It's different parts of, different concerts from different parts of the world. But that channel is the one that's playing all that stuff. And some Bon Scott shows. And
it blows my mind when I see like concerts, like they like for example, like I saw one video of Queen performing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was somewhere overseas. And the amount of people that show up to those concerts, like in those countries over there.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. Like Mexico, when they play like in Mexico City and
Not
stuff.
Fest.
Dude.
Well, put that Pantera video. That's Chile. And it's Not Fest. And the crowd is absolutely off the charts. I mean, I would love to be in the middle of that.
Oh my
gosh. I would love to be in the middle of that. I used to be back in the 90s when Pantera was touring the original Pantera. But that is the Pantera.
Is that recent Pantera?
It was just
That's
like
Zakk Wylde, right?
Yeah, it's like a couple of months back. It was in Chile.
That's a huge. Is that a mosh pit? That's a
massive
massive
mosh pit. It was Not
mosh pit.
Fest, which is a Slipknot festival that they do in South America, and they also did it in Mexico
crazy.
as well. And but yeah, I mean, the concerts that they show on that AC/DC Portugal was something I had never seen. I had seen some footage of Back in Black, the Back in Black tour, but it was just the same one all the time, right? The same footage of the same concert. And on this channel, this YouTube channel, I was like, wow, they've got like, and then there's one, check this out, when they were doing the Flick of the Switch tour,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of the AC/DC albums that are, it wasn't really that big, So they have a rehearsal. So these guys, they have a warehouse, and they're in there and they're rehearsing songs over and over again,
Yeah.
and the cameras are in there. I'd never seen that. And
It's
it's
crazy.
like,
I've never even heard a Flick of the Switch.
And it was
from AC/DC.
Yeah.
Like obviously that like you said, that wasn't one of their biggest,
Yeah.
I guess, albums.
Mm-hmm.
But
Fly on the Wall is another album that I really didn't like because of the vocals. The way, I don't know what they put an effect on Brian Johnson's vocals on that album, and but
I want to give a shout out really quick to everybody that's tuning in. We already have an answer to our Rock and Fish poll because I did put it in the description today,
Okay.
so everybody already knows. I haven't put the banner, but I'll go ahead and put it right now. But shout out to Hector Cantu, Blanca Estela Beltran, Joe Lopez, Alejandro Rivera. He commented already. He said Ronnie James Dio. And we have Abad, I hope I said that right, Pest Control watching. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Appreciate it.
Let's jump into the Rock and Fish poll since we already have an answer.
Well, hold on. If you have a pest control company, maybe you'd want to, advertise on Rock and Fish.
Oh, yeah. You can
we'll get
also
the
be a
bugs
Rock
out,
and
bro.
Fish sponsor.
Let's do it. Call 687-4848. Rock and Fish is brought to you by your pest control company.
We can do that.
That's how simple that is. And you
can
get
definitely do that.
seen by lots of people all over.
Yeah.
All right. So what the question is,
Rock and Fish poll
yeah.
is, what dead artist would you pay to see?
Mm-hmm.
I already know which one I would pay to see, hands down.
Okay.
You go first.
No, you go first. You just said. Because I really have to think about it because there's a lot of artists that I've seen that are already gone.
Yeah. There's a lot. I mean, there's like I have a handful, right, that I would love to see. But top of my list is...
And I'm interested in hearing your answer because you're a younger generation.
Okay, I want to see,
I mean?
Who do you think I'm going to say?
Is he a singer, a guitar player? What does he do? Or she? What?
He's a singer.
Okay. Freddie Mercury?
Oh, my God. Yes.
Okay, all right.
How did you know?
Queen?
I'd want to see Queen live.
Yeah.
That would be amazing because Who doesn't know who Freddie Mercury is? He was a huge icon. He still is. They just made a movie about him a couple years ago, and it was huge. And there's people.
I haven't seen it.
Did you ever see Queen?
Well, no, I never saw Queen either. I was.
Imagine seeing Queen live.
If I would have seen Queen, I would have wanted to see them back in the early '80s or the late '70s when they had the album, The Game. Which has another one, Bites the Dust, and the ones before that. But I was never really truly a huge Queen fan.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the songs Bohemian Rhapsody, Fat Bottom Girls, and all the We Are the Champions, We Will Rock You.
I would just love to see
You're
Freddie.
My Best Friend.
I would love to see the band, of course, but if I could just see Freddie Mercury himself, like, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And just at a concert like when they did, was it Wimbledon that they played at the Wimbledon Fields for that big old festival? There was like millions of thousands of people.
Yeah, it was Live Aid, I think.
Live Aid, yeah. Like, if I could be at Live Aid, like, and watch that, that would just blow my mind.
And so, they ended up touring again as Queen. They had Paul Rogers singing. And that guy's from Bad Company, and I have a recording of that live show, and boy, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be.
And then they also hired the guy that won Adam Lambert, I think.
Oh,
his name is.
He tours with. Well, he was touring with the band.
Yeah, with Queen.
As
so
a frontman.
would you go see him with Adam Lambert?
I mean,
it has to be Freddie Mercury. It's not Brian May and Roger Taylor. I think the drummer
so
passed away already.
It's so hard when you see. For me, at least personally, I feel like it's so hard I feel like it's not complete, But if it's a case like AC/DC, where he was, it happened early on in the band, like before the Back in Black album, where, they had a new singer, that's different because it's kind of like they still had all this wide success, like this huge success with the new singer. So it's like, same thing with like.
With AC/DC, a lot of people go to see Angus Young.
Yeah,
not Brian Johnson.
That's true.
That Angus Young is a show, and in this case, Brian May was an amazing guitar player. Built his own guitar, as a matter of fact.
And
very smart guy.
I think it's also like for me, Van Halen. Like, I would want to see David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
I don't care to see Sammy Hagar. Like, I mean, he's great, but I wouldn't care to see Van Halen with Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
I would want to see Van Halen with David Lee Roth and Eddie Van Halen. That's who I'd want to see. Just like, Pantera, with Dimebag and Vinny. But unfortunately, they're no longer with them. We're still going to get to see them, God willing, this year.
With Metallica.
I mean, I don't mind.
But it's Zakk Wylde and Charlie Benante.
And the reason why, for me, it's still just so exciting is because that was always a bucket list of mine to see Pantera live. So at least I'll get to see Phil, and I forgot the Rex.
Yeah, Rex
I'll get
Brown.
to see Rex.
That's if he shows up. I mean, he got sick, so he missed a few shows already.
But it's tough. It's tough. But at the end of the the poll overall, what
the
dead
original
artist,
Queen?
What dead artist would I pay to see would be Queen. The original Queen. Queen the band. Like, I think it would just be so cool.
Yeah.
Who would you?
Me?
Because you've already seen everybody almost.
Yeah. I would definitely love to have seen Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he'd been good.
And Elvis. I would have liked to see Elvis.
Elvis was on my list.
Yeah. Those are two artists that I never got to see. I would have loved to see David Lee Roth with Van Halen as well. Eddie Van Halen has passed. So I did get to see them, but not in their heyday.
But you did see David Lee Roth by himself.
Yeah,
right?
I saw David Lee Roth by himself here at the Tejano Saloon. And the show was freaking off the charts. And he had another band, right? Musicians. But I also got to see Van Halen with David Lee Roth, but when they came back with the Tattoo song and their live album and stuff. And I think Kool and the Gang was opening up for them in San Antonio. So it was all right, but it wasn't the extravaganza that it used to be back when they were doing 1984, Diver Down, the first album. As a matter of fact, next week, I think, is the anniversary of the very first album Van Halen ever released. So it's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like 46 years old, 45 years old, something like that. So that's basically. I mean, Frank Sinatra probably at the top of the list. I love Frank Sinatra. Every song he sings, I love.
And he was around for a while. Like I know I saw him performing like as an older man already. Like when did he pass away?
Oh, in the 90s, I think.
In the 90s,
he would have been about 100 and some today. I think he was born in maybe 100. I think he was born like in 1923 or 22. Yeah. Let me look that up. But
Frank Sinatra would have been amazing to see. Elvis also. I mean, it's crazy. But we do have a comment. We have some comments. Like I said, Alejandro Rivera said Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
And then
I got to see him.
And Justin said Elvis is a must.
Elvis?
I think Elvis would be. Yeah. I think a lot of people would want to see
Especially
Elvis.
Like during that time when you did in that movie when he's doing the TV program that he's singing in front of the big name right behind him. Seeing him in that era. Or when he went up in the black leather suit to perform.
Okay, that is the Elvis that I would want to see. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so crazy because I was just talking about this the other day with a friend of mine. Like, it's crazy how Elvis, he just completely was like three different people. Like, it was like the beautiful young baby face Elvis. And then he like transformed into like this
the movie star
mid-age,
Elvis,
like movie star, handsome, shriveled chin, like beautiful Elvis, like still lean, still fit. And then towards the end, he just became like this older man. Like he just looked like a man. Like he wasn't that. I mean, he died in his 40s. You know what I mean? He was still young, but he just looked very, very aged. And I know it's because of his lifestyle and everything he was going through.
Stress.
But I would have loved to see Elvis in his like movie star like era, I think.
Prime.
Yeah, like his prime.
Mid-60s. Some people would say the Beatles as well. I mean, you don't get to see the Beatles. George Harrison's dead. John Lennon died in the 80s. So that was the end of that. Paul McCartney and Wings. Some people got to check him out. That guy's an amazing artist.
Yeah.
But the Beatles would probably be one of the bands that people will probably mention on the comments. Jim Morrison, The Doors, Janis Joplin.
I hope I'm saying, is it Abad or Abad's Pest Control says Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash in his prime too, right? Like Folsom Prison.
Yeah.
Like, man, yeah, there's just so many artists.
I would have loved to see, now going into that country aspect, back in the 70s when it was Willie Whalen and Chris Christopherson and, the outlaw movement in country.
Merle.
I would have loved to be at one of those festivals. I mean, that would have been freaking awesome. By the way.
Is your answer still Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, it's Frank Sinatra, yeah.
But, yes, by the way, our Rockin' Fish poll, what do we love to do with Rockin' Fish poll?
We like to give away tickets.
Yeah.
So we've got tickets to the Paranormal Cirque. But before that, Frank Sinatra would have been...
you got the facts there?
Yeah. He would have been like 108. He was born in 1915.
Okay. How old was he when he passed away?
It was 1988, 1998 when he died.
Okay.
So 15.
He was how old?
25, 35, 45, 55,
Quick
65,
math.
75, 85, 95, 80.
He was in his 80s?
Yeah, 83.
So he was already
83
older.
years
Yeah,
old.
he was already older.
Yeah, he was 83. So he'd be 108, something like that.
Wow.
If he was still alive. But his music is. I mean,
Definitely.
especially
It'll never die.
when you go into like the Christmas movies, like they'll put music from Frank Sinatra. I love listening to Frank Sinatra during Christmas.
Yeah.
That's like
he has his
the
Christmas
cold
album.
weather, it makes you feel.
It's
But
great.
Anyway, so Leah, put some comments down. We want to know who you think would be cool to see that's no longer with us. Lemmy, maybe Dimebag, Dio, like they said, Michael Jackson, Prince.
Prince.
It doesn't have to be rock or metal. I mean, it could be just,
anybody.
just
Tupac,
any artist. Tupac,
Biggie.
yeah. I mean,
Eazy-E.
those would have been the shows I'd go to.
Think about it, man. That'd be
today.
awesome.
Yeah, they'd be older too. Selena.
Oh, yeah, I would have.
I mean, I got to see her
I would have loved
a lot of times.
I would pay to see Selena, definitely.
Yeah.
I think
you sent me a picture of a girl that looks a lot like Selena.
Yeah, there's this TikToker. She looks identical. Not identical, but just about. She looks... I've seen a lot of Selena impersonators and a lot of people that like look like her. This girl is like blows your mind.
When you sent me the picture, I was like, wait a second, I had to look twice.
She looks so much like Selena. It's insane. And she's not from here. She's from like Brazil. And she has a like she speaks, you know, the language
Brazilian,
of Brazil, like
Portuguese,
Brazilian, yeah,
I think
whatever.
they talk over there.
But she's on TikTok, and I think her name it's with an A. Like I forgot her full name, but she looks so much like Selena. And she actually came to the U.S. and she met her parents, Selena, Mr.
Yeah, I saw that
Quintanilla,
picture.
and she took a picture with them, and like you see her
It's
next to them,
weird, crazy,
and it's like. It's almost like you think that's Selena. Like, oh my God, that's Selena with her parents.
I was pretty
And then they
shocked.
surprised Chris with her on a TV show. He was
Morning
live,
show,
a
like,
morning
a
show.
Mexican station or what?
And yeah, it was a Spanish station, and like they didn't tell him like who she like they just told him who she was or whatever. She was a super fan. So she comes out, and like the first thing I looked was at his reaction, and he just like looks, and he's just like I wonder what was going through his mind when he saw her walk out.
Crazy. I'll ask him when I talk to him the next
You have to,
time.
because this just happened like 3 days ago when he came out. It was on the 27th of January. This was live on. So
Yeah.
you have to ask him. But yeah, like she comes out and you see her, and it's like she's like the young Selena. Like, you know, like
The Astrodome performance,
yes.
Selena.
So it's like I wonder what Chris was thinking when he saw her like
He
walk
probably
out. You
tripped
know,
out. I mean, I can imagine what he thinks every
crazy.
day, but he's a good friend of mine, too. You could see his interviews on my YouTube channel on #PBT on YouTube. You want to check him out.
We've got some more comments really quick before we announce what we're giving away. Lulu de la Mora says Elvis or Johnny Cash. Joel Castillo says Jim Morrison. Hector Cantu says Jim Morrison also. So we've got some people that would like to see Jim Morrison.
Yeah, a lot of people would like to see
And
Jim
Justin
Morrison.
agrees with me. Freddie Mercury. But
So
yes, Rock and Fish Poll, go ahead.
Yeah, the reason we're doing this is because Ozzy has decided to retire.
Wait, but we got to announce what we're giving away.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a bit. But we're just giving you the reason why, and we'll tell you more about Ozzy's retirement coming up in just a bit. But you get tickets to the Paranormal Cirque. Now, you have to be 18 years of age or older. We've got some footage of the stuff, and it's really, really awesome.
Creepy.
It's adult theme oriented. There's burlesque. I saw a knife throwing where they put an audience member and they start throwing knives, and it gets pretty freaky. But it's at the Rio Grande Valley Premium Outlets in Mercedes, Texas. So if you're from Brownsville, you don't have far to drive. If you're from Rio Grande City, it's Mercedes is pretty much kind of like in the middle of the Rio Grande Valley. So it's something that you might want to go check out. I personally haven't seen it, but I'm definitely going to go see it this time around because this is the second time they come down. So
It looks pretty cool. Like they've got a lot of stuff going on. And it's like a scary circus, basically, right?
I guess. I mean, it's like look at the girls.
There's one. Well, in the video right now, the girl was like crawling, and then she just gets like taken up, like like there she goes.
That looks amazing. I mean, I need to go check this out. And this weekend's going to be beautiful for that. Also, this weekend they've got the McAllen Car Fest. I'm going to be there tonight from 6 to 8. If you want to go by, I'll have a table full of giveaways. So you can go by, grab some swag, and you can go to McAllenCarFest.com and find out what times there are, what kind of vehicles there are. There's all kinds of cars. There's over 200 cars and trucks and motorcycles. So that's happening at the McAllen Convention Center this weekend.
Awesome.
McAllen Car Fest. It happens every year around this time. And then ZZ Top is coming down April 16th to the McAllen Performing Arts Center, and that is going to be, we're talking about seeing bands before they're no longer with us. Billy Gibbons is about 73 years old already, and so is Frank Beard, the drummer, and the bass player is no longer with him. Dusty Hill has passed away. So, I highly recommend if you've never seen ZZ Top and you want to, it's something part of your bucket list, buy the tickets, go check it out. April 16th. It's on a weekend. I think it's on a Sunday. And we were just talking about Selena. That's her birthday as well.
April 16th.
Yeah. So yeah, go out and check it out. You'll probably run into me there at the ZZ Top show for sure. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, and tonight at the car show because you'll be there from 6 to 8 tonight.
Yeah.
So, but yes, if you comment leave a comment to the Rock and Fish poll. What dead artist would you pay to see? And on Monday, we'll be giving away some tickets to the Paranormal Circus. We'll have one winner.
Stan Rocky Hernandez says John Bonham. That would have been awesome. I mean, if John Bonham hadn't passed away and he was still alive, I can imagine. I mean, all the Led Zeppelin members are still alive. They probably would have made music through the 80s. It would have been interesting, but they decided
I remember reading about John Bonham.
Yeah, he died about 1981.
Yeah.
Alcohol poisoning.
I
mean, there's always been musicians dying of overdoses of all kinds of stuff. Justin says, hey, Rock, if Ozzy retires, the guy from Steel Panther can take over for him. Justin was at my house. We're doing that hashtag PVT this past Wednesday. You should check it out. It was fun because he went to the Royal Rumble. He won the tickets.
I got to say, Steel Panther, I'm a fan now because I had to go home and finish watching those videos that you were showing me where they sit down. We should do that, me and you, where they sit down and they tell each other jokes. Like dad jokes.
Who's your daddy?
They can't laugh. They got to be serious.
Yeah.
It's like hilarious, dude.
Yeah, they are. Well, I'm going to go see them. They're going to be in San Antonio in a couple of weeks at the last Tuesday of February. So, I'm going to give my wife her Valentine's, and then I'm going to head out to the concert, babe. See you later. And then they take your significant other to a Steel Panther concert for Valentine's.
No. Monica Ramos says, I was watching the Osbournes reruns last night. Yeah, the Osbournes I remember watching the Osbournes.
They were like one of the very first reality TV shows.
Yep, they were.
He says, Justin says on the Spanish side, Vicente Fernandez.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been. I never got to see him. And
either.
I heard he played in Mercedes one time and it rained.
Really?
And after it rained, everybody got soaked and drenched. He went on and he sang for 3 hours and finished a bottle of tequila on stage.
Damn.
And they said he blew the house down. Vicente Fernandez. Wow. So the reason we're doing this is because Ozzy has retired. I mean, if you ever wanted to see Ozzy and never had a chance to, I don't think you're going to have an opportunity anymore because he
done.
mentioned on Wednesday night, he put out, I woke up, I think Wednesday morning, early Wednesday.
We just talked about it, 2 weeks ago, that he was going on tour. And you were like, man, I got to see him. And I was like, I'd love to see him too, one last tour. And then
tour he was going on was a make good for the 2020, all that stuff. You know how everything got canceled because of COVID. So, and he finally came to the realization that he can no longer perform. The traveling is so hard for him because of the situation with his spine and all that.
His health, yeah.
So, he says, I love you all. Ozzy Osbourne is no longer, maybe he'll do a show here and there, but as far as touring and, making the rounds all over the United States of America, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen because he did do a performance at the Commonwealth Olympics type of thing over there in England a couple of months back with Tony Iommi. But, I
can't imagine. I mean, at their age and their lifestyle, their previous lifestyle, and, I'm never going to forget when Gene Simmons said about his tour with Kiss. He's like, it's just exhausting for them, It's like, I'm exhausted when I don't get my 8 hours of sleep. I can imagine them at their age that they don't even sleep. And they're just constantly, giving it all on stage,
Yeah.
I can understand 100% why Ozzy is retiring,
But the thing is they love being on stage because it gives them that testosterone boost at that moment. I mean,
it's an adrenaline rush.
It's an adrenaline rush, and it makes them feel young again, And then they get off stage, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm old again.
Yeah, but I think it's like riding a roller coaster. You're on it, you love the ride, and then you get off, and you feel sick. You're done. You're exhausted. You're like, I'm never gonna ride that ride again. And it's like, it's sad, because like I've said in previous shows, like we don't realize that these artists, like I was freaking out when you said Sammy Hagar was 78 or something. Like
what?
I still thought Sammy Hagar was in his 60s or like late 50s. And to hear that he's in his 70s, it's like, wow.
Did you put that Ozzy footage right now?
Yeah, I did. He didn't have a shirt on.
Yeah, he was. Like
was young.
that was 1982, the US
Yeah.
Festival, and then it was 1985 during the Ultimate Sin, and then the latest show. The very first part of that video is when he first came to the United States. He went to this TV station and they performed inside the TV station, like here at Univision, or we have the TV studio.
Yeah.
They performed in a TV studio like that, and Ozzy's like totally like he's he's real shy or something when he's singing. He's not that wild, crazy madman we know now.
Well,
or
they
that
probably
we've
told
known.
him he had to.
Well, it was his first time. It was his
down.
first time performing on television after being fired from Black Sabbath, and he going through all the drugs and the alcohol and trying to kill himself and stuff like that. So anyway, if Ozzy does come to Texas for one show, I am going to be there.
Everybody should try to be there.
Yeah. And so Pantera, those
you're an
guys
Ozzy
are
fan.
playing, they're performing again. They got canceled in Germany. And as you can see, everywhere they're playing in the festivals in South America, the audience
insane.
It's insane. So what happened with him is like there was footage of Phil Anselmo at some concert. I don't know, it was Down or one of Superjoint Ritual, one of his bands. And, he was drinking white wine. That's what he says. And he says, white power. He made like a white power sign and stuff like that. So just because of that video from years back, Germany, the organizers of the Germany, I think it's Wacken Festival.
Yeah.
They decided, or M something, I don't know the name of the festival. They decided to cancel them just because of that video. And then, you go back to the cancel culture, and I guess Germany's got that too. So,
Well, you got to be careful what you say in front of large audiences.
yeah, but you gotta, find out what the context of it is, because every time they put something on. People, when they post something on social media, they're looking for likes, engagement, traction, shares.
So when they say
comments,
something on stage, drunk, I mean, what are they looking for?
even
Cheers.
not even if they're drunk. Like if for example, this is something that they do. Say I'm videotaping and I'm videotaping an artist and he says something, he talks for
they want to post it right away.
They talks about 2 minutes, right? And then I just pick a certain 10 seconds of it and post it up. Mm-hmm. And there was something before or after it that maybe he was like saying, remember that guy that said, and then he says what that other guy said, but they'll cut it to where he's the one saying it. So I know people know that. They know, look, he was repeating what some other dude said that got canceled and why he got canceled. So I'm just going to get that clip and I'm going to put it up and people are going to go nuts and it's going to go viral. And I'm going to make all this.
Was this from years ago?
Yeah, it's from years ago.
How long?
About 15 years ago, 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Something like that.
Social media wasn't really out back then.
Yeah, I think it was.
So somebody had that on footage?
Yeah, it was on the internet.
Once things are on the internet, people, they never go away. Just remember that.
Says most of the backlash that led to the concert cancellations for Pantera stemmed from the fact that Anselmo made a Nazi-style salute when he performed at the January 2016 Dime Bash event
2016.
at the Lucky Strike Live in Hollywood in honor of the late Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell Abbott. He also appeared to say white power as he made the gesture, but later claimed he was joking about drinking white wine backstage and was reacting to the audience members up front who he says were taunting him. So, that's his story. He's sticking with it. There's also additional criticism with regard to the fact that Rock AM Ring, which is the name of the festival, takes place in Nuremberg, Germany, known for in its English form as Nuremberg, where Hitler supporters held a series of mass Nazi party rallies between 1933 and 1938. So there's all kinds of stuff going on with that. But if you're from Germany and you wanted to see Pantera, you're SOL because they got canceled. They will be here with Metallica. We'll be there to watch them at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, Metallica and
August.
Pantera. And and Eddie Van Halen's son. He's in what?
Mammoth.
Mammoth.
Five Finger Death
Mammoth.
Punch. We got those 2 nights.
I know.
I would love
It's
to
gonna be
go
crazy.
on Saturday, drive down to Austin and see the Pantera headline show with Lamb of God opening up, and then go back to Dallas and see the.
I can't do
Can
that.
you
That's too much
imagine?
for me, and I'm 30.
That's what I used to do
I
in the
think
90s.
I've never seen Metallica, and I've never seen Pantera, and I've never seen Mammoth. So I think all of my energy is going to be taken that one day, and I think I'm just going to chill the rest of the week.
This is what I'm gonna do, folks, and I'm gonna.
I can't handle 2 nights of Pantera. There's no
Fish,
way.
This is what we got to do. This is what we got to do when we go to Dallas. All right.
What are we going to do when we go to Dallas?
We're gonna go to the show Friday, right? We leave Thursday night, and then we go to the show Friday. We'll relax, and then we'll go to the show and check it out. Saturday we have a free day. We'll go to Dimebag's cemetery.
Is it in Dallas?
Dimebag's gravesite. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
We'll go to Dimebag's gravesite.
We'll film an exclusive Rock and
vlog
Fish.
It. Yeah. So we'll have all day Saturday
Yeah.
to do that. We should go and pay some respects to Dimebag
We should do that.
and check out
Vinny
his
if he's near.
gravesite, and then on Sunday we go back to the AT&T Stadium to see Five Finger Death Punch and Metallica
I'm
with their
probably not going to
second
go
set.
Sunday.
You're not?
No, I don't think so.
What? Why?
My sister-in-law my brother will take his wife Sunday probably, because the tickets that we got are for both days. But I mean, the first night it's going to be me and my brother, and the second night it's going to be him and his wife. He's going to take his wife. So
Okay.
I don't think Allie, his wife, has ever been to a hardcore rock metal show.
Yeah,
So
she's gonna love
it's
it.
going to be awesome for her.
Yeah, it's exciting.
But
it's awesome.
but I can't wait. I'm excited. And how cool that we're going to watch these bands at the Dallas Stadium.
Yeah, Cowboys, baby.
Cowboys Stadium.
Even though they lost, but
We're not going to talk about that.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you at the McAllen Car Fest, and keep commenting because we're going to pick a winner with that random comment generator.
Yeah, on Monday we're picking a winner for the Rock and Fish poll. As always, we love to give stuff away. So every Friday, if you watch, Rock and Fish, the Rock and Fish poll. Today's is what dead artist would you pay to see? Mine was Queen. Yours was Frank Sinatra. On Monday, we'll pick a winner from the comments, and you got yourself tickets to go see the Paranormal Circus happening in Mercedes.
And Justin, you can't win because we've already got you. You already won, bro.
Justin was one of our winners.
Yeah, he was a winner last week.
But-
You can only win every 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the rule they got here. It ain't up to us. It's
But
the
thank
policy.
you, Justin, for tuning in all the time. And
Okay.
everybody that's always tuning in, quick shout out to everybody. Jesse Ochoa, Bad's Pest Control, have a great weekend. You guys have a great weekend too. Ray and Rods, Monica Ramos, Stan Rocky Hernandez, Tootie Greg, Lauro Garcia Jr., everybody that's tuning in, Hector Cantu, thank you all so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. And we look forward to seeing you guys. Well, not seeing you guys, but talking to you guys and engaging with you guys every Friday. So thank you.
And hit that little share button right here. Hit it right there.
Yeah.
And share it on your profile so everybody can get a wind of what we're doing here.
Yeah,
okay?
and not only that, but I always say this because, this is true. If you share it, your friends can enter, and if they win tickets, then they'll
Yeah.
take you.
And sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
All right. And like it and subscribe. Okay.
Subscribe's only for YouTube.
We'll see you.
Still doesn't get it.
Baby.
We'll see you guys.
Science.